Hello everyone, it's Carolyn Sander here with you today from CareBearStamps.com. I'm a Canadian Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator, and I'm here today with the Creating Kindness design team for another wonderful around the world blog hop and video hop. The theme for today's blog hop and video hop is inspiration. I don't know about you, but I can be inspired by many things that are around me. For instance, I can be inspired by Mother Nature. I can be inspired by clothing. I can be inspired by an online IKEA ad. I can be inspired by a song. I can be inspired by a theme. I can be inspired by a layout. Reality is, look around you and you are sure to find some inspiration for your crafting projects and needs. My inspiration for today's card started out with me playing around with one of my new favorite Stampin' Up! Products, the Brusho crystal colors. And I also decided to feature one of the Stampin' Up! Hostess stamp sets called You're Delightful. So in today's tutorial, I will be showing you how to create the beautiful background on this card. And that was created, of course, with the Brusho crystal colors. These are the Brusho crystal colors that you see here. They come in a pack of 5. To keep my mess somewhat contained here today, I've taken just a baking tray and lined it with a paper towel. I've then taken my sheet of watercolor cardstock and placed it in the tray. The first step in creating today's background is to take your aqua painter and basically cover that piece of watercolor cardstock with water. Give it a nice thorough wash. The next step is to take the Brusho crystal colors, and starting with the Prussian blue, I'm going to sprinkle it on the cardstock. And I'm starting on the left side, and I'm going to move towards the right side of the cardstock using the different colors you see here. The next color in the lineup is Brilliant Red. Followed by Gamboge, which is a nice bright orange color. Next is Yellow. Just sprinkle some of that on there. As you can see here, I have a thumbtack placed in the top of each of these containers, and that's how they say you should actually be using this product, is take a thumbtack, pierce it into the top of your containers, and then just shake it on. The last color that I'm using here is Moss Green. I'm now going to take my Stampin' Spritzer and gently spritz the entire piece of cardstock with water. I'm holding the piece of cardstock, as you can see, upright because I don't want the colors to bleed too much. I want them to bleed downwards so that they keep sort of that primary colored rainbow look. And yes, after today, I had blue fingertips for about a week, so if you like, you might want to wear a pair of gloves when you're doing this. Last step in this background portion here is to take your Stampin' Up! Heat tool and just dry that background. Just speeds up the process. You can see here I have another background that I created earlier. It's a lot less bright. It just shows that you can have different looks with this technique, and that's okay. Now we're moving on to the stamping and embossing portion of this card. I'm going to take the Your Delightful stamp, and I'm going to stamp and emboss it on this background using my archival black stamp pad and some clear embossing powder. You can see the first step I did here was I took my embossing buddy and I just rubbed that all over the background piece here. The purpose of that is to make it so that my clear embossing powder only sticks to my stamped image when I go to apply it to my project. You can see here that where I stamped the Your Delightful stamp, some of the areas of the stamp didn't come out as crisp as I would have liked. That's because I'm stamping on watercolor cardstock that has quite a bit of texture to it. I therefore went in with my black Stampin' Right marker after the fact and colored in some of the areas that were missing the black. I'm now going to go in with my clear embossing powder and cover this image with clear embossing powder, of course, and heat set it with my heat tool. The effect is beautiful. I'm now going to stamp the PS I miss you sentiment that's on this card, and I am doing so with craft white ink. I am then going to apply white embossing powder and I will heat set it. As you can tell, I again used my embossing buddy before I did this, just so that that white embossing powder only sticks to my stamped image. I've now cut that piece of cardstock that I stamped on into a narrow strip, and I am using my classic label punch to cut the end on the tab. To add some extra bling to my card, I am now going to apply a few of the glitter enamel dots in the colors that coordinate with the Brusho. And the last finishing piece we need to create is this nice little ribbon tassel that's going to hang off to the right side of this card. When creating this tassel, I used a few of my favorite Stampin' Up embellishments. They included the basic black shimmer ribbon, the basic black mini sequin trim, and the eclectic shaped paper clips. You can see here that I am now taking some of my basic black solid baker's twine and I am using it to tie all of these pieces together. And now it's going to clip onto the main piece of my project like so. Now all we have to do is adhere all of our elements. That's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed today's Brusho tutorial. Thank you so much for visiting, and please remember to check out the video description section of today's YouTube video so that you can see all of the links that are part of today's blog hop and video hop. As well, if you would like further information on the supplies that went into the making of today's card or project, you can check out my blog at www.carebearstamps.com. And if you're in Canada, you can shop with me. Visit my online Stampin' Up store at www.carebearstamps.com. Again, thank you so much for visiting today. I hope you have a lovely day. Bye-bye for now.